Morning, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. We have 11 babies now. Mother stepped on one and accidentally killed it. And the other two, I'm guessing, had the same issue because they did die in the end. It's we keep seeing that mother hen or rooster sometimes steps on a baby and doesn't know it. So the remaining babies are going to have to learn to be careful and watch out and stay out from under their feet, because the big birds just aren't that careful sometimes and step on them and don't realize it. So we have 11 babies. We pulled out the one, but it was too far gone. It just couldn't do a thing about it. They're so cute when they run behind a mother. Isn't that so cute? They stay at her feet. We just got home with another load of oak. I think it's all oak in here this time. Some of it is dry, dead I should say. It will dry in time for us to use it. And some of it is not. And then I've got, at least 2-3 trailer loads to haul of logs for the mill. And we've got about a good 3 truckloads left to haul home. Plus, we still got a couple more trees to cut over there. Tomorrow we should finish that job over there. But it sure does tell me why tree removal service is so expensive. Because if you had a crew, it's a lot of work and a lot of hours to do that. I have a growing wood pile. These are for now, this year, and these are little ones I got to cut for this year. But it's a very, very much growing wood pile. It's a lot of loads. I don't know if we got 6 or 7 loads from the truck now, or 8. That's a few cords, at least. It's a lot of work. I got to split all that on the other side. These are all for ready for stacking. They don't have to be split, this whole pile. You can see the dividing line between the piles here. Oh, and we got more to come. At least 2 to 3 truckloads. No, probably more than that, because we still haven't cut up the rest of the trees. We're keeping the upper parts of the trees for firewood and the lower parts that are any good for the mill. Well, let's see what comes next for the rest of the day. Hey everybody. I'm tired and sore. This is the next day. I did not, I did work on something private yesterday after hauling wood and unloading. And today, I think it's after 2, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. We got home and had lunch, and I have to unload. We worked a long time today, and I've got to unload another truck and trailer full of logs and firewood. This is exhausting. I'm looking for new truck tires. I might get some Saturday, so I can't load the bed of the truck as much as I want, and until I don't feel comfortable with it yet, but I'll get it. The guy I'm getting the wood from helped me quick because I just don't have time. Just did a real quick job on that so I can use it. I've got to really take care of that better, but it's gonna work for now. I just don't have time because I'm just running firewood and logs continuously. I've got 6 more logs, decent logs on here, decent size. The one is really big ground. That one there is pretty large. So, and this one is, I think, a 12-footer. The others are all 8-footers. It's about maybe 10 or 12. When I get down to cutting the log up after taking off the firewood. If one seems to be that I can get a little bit more lumber out of it, I won't cut it too short. But some of these I'm getting 3 or 4 good chunks per tree. That one there is probably going to be firewood because it's curved up pretty bad. Although I might run it on the mill and see if I can get a couple boards out of it. Yeah, we'll see. This one is huge. Well, I'm going to unload that, but you've seen enough of the unloading videos, so I won't show you that for now. I'm just going to get it done. Well, guys, I was just too exhausted. I couldn't go back and do another trip on the firewood and lumber, so we went and got the last of my equipment. It's Sears Craftsman 10-inch radial arm saw, which comes with a lot of accessories, which I already have, and all the pieces for the table and the base, and 2 sheets of heavy duty half-inch, I don't know if it's half or 3, looks like 3/4 inch plywood, multi-ply plywood down in here. So that was the man's finishing table. There was 2 4x8 sheets of plywood for his finishing area, and that's what one of them at least is going to be for me. I don't have room for both, but I'll definitely have an outfeed table on the table saw with one of these, so then I'll have a big finishing table and outfeed table for the table saw. So I got to get these in the garage, but there's that. That's it. That's the last of the stuff from the cabinet maker shop. It's gonna freeze tonight, so we put everything sensitive in the greenhouse, and then I'm gonna have to clamp that down. That's floating in the breeze. I've definitely got to clip that down. I put the blanket over the door, but it seems smaller. That's not, there was more to it last year. I got to get some clips and clip that on because it's floating in the breeze and keep cold air from getting in there. Out here, the large greenhouse, wow, the sun is at the wrong angle for now. Out here in the large greenhouse, hopefully I'll get out of that angle in a minute here so you can see what I'm looking at. I've got, wow, we have covered everything we want to keep for now, and I've double layered everything inside the greenhouse. Now, until I get a better way to keep plastic up, covering the entire hoop, the entire frame, is a failure. We tried that last year, and the wind kept ripping it apart on us. That just, I didn't talk about it much, but the wind kept ripping the plastic sheets off again and again and again. Keeping it down low is much more successful. So, I'd like to come up with a way, well, for one thing, next year I'm not going to have the climbing plants climbing up the sides because then they die when it freezes because they're also blocking the plastic from being able to protect everything. So I'm going to have to take down the mesh and put the climbing plants elsewhere next year and figure a way to cover this hoop house with materials that'll stay in place and clamps that won't rip off in the wind. So for now though, we're covering what we want to keep for tonight. And again, this is all double layered. Our cabbage family of plants should be fine. One of the chilies I'm just going to let go anyway. If it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The tomatoes all died. These ones did. Anyway, it was cold last night. There was no freeze warning, and we got a light frost this morning. The cucumbers were starting to grow again, and sadly got killed. So that's the end of that plant. I'm pretty sure there's no life left in that. But our peppers and tomatoes we double covered. And some of our vine type plants we wanted to save. The corn, well, if it lives, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We just had a rough year. I do believe, though, that some of these are going to be ready. So I'm going to have to use my hand. Hold on a minute. There are some kernels, and there's some eaten on there, and it'll be sweet and good. There wasn't enough pollen at the time that the kernels were growing to pollinate them all properly, so I believe. And there wasn't enough growing season for these. We got them in a little too late. Look at the little tiny one. We have been eating sweet corn though from our garden here and there. We have been harvesting some. I'm going to leave these to go as long as they want and as long as they live. There are some still pollinating. So we'll see what happens. Well, some might grow yet. We'll see. Give them a chance. These aren't going to make it. These little guys. But that's corn. That's food. We got one summer squash that got too big. That's going to be seeds. But there it is. Our potatoes are safe in the ground, so that's fine. Melanie dug up the survivors of the sweet potatoes, and she had some babies. Sadly, because we didn't know it was going to freeze last night, we lost our okra, which actually was growing. And it's sad because it's going to be warm to the end of the year, to the end of September and into October. And if we could have just saved them last night, we'd have got more okra. We have eaten some okra from our own garden, and it's pretty cool. Now that we know we can grow it, that's really cool. So for the future, maybe we'll do it again. We will do it again. And it's really neat to have. It's just too bad we didn't get to save them. Oh well. Next year will be better. We've learned a lot this year. And Melanie's got some of her stuff covered up in her gardens. So, we're still eating it. Still eating food from the garden. Well guys, that's it for today. Another day has come to a close. I don't know how long this video is actually, because I was on the road a lot. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Please like, subscribe, and share, and follow our videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient and off the grid on a budget. Good night.